It's time for another cool tool review. This time we're going to take a look at the Tagger's alternative to the Sharpie. This is the Krink K-70 permanent marker. I got this for around $8 on Amazon. If you haven't heard of the brand Krink, they're a New York-based boutique brand of graffiti art supplies. And if you can get past whatever negative feelings you may have around graffiti, their catalog of paint pens and ink markers and spray paint is fascinating. And I have to say, more than any other group I know, graffiti artists are very particular about their permanent markers and demanding about how well they mark up multiple surfaces. And if Krink has built a reputation with them, I had to try one out. So here's the Krink K-70. It's roughly the size of a standard Sharpie, maybe a little thicker, with an aluminum barrel. It is an ink-based, not paint-based pen, but like a paint pen, you can press down on the nib to get it really saturated. The ink in here is a permanent alcohol-based ink that is very permanent and has a wet, glossy look on surfaces like metal or plastic. And one of the hidden cool features of this pen that a lot of people miss is that the nib is double-sided with a round tip on one side and a chisel tip on the other. The chisel is great for making either wide or squared off lines or thin lines using the edge. The removable nib also means that you can easily customize the tip, chopping it flat or flaring it out. Just make sure you're wearing gloves for any of this or your hands will be stained for weeks. Now, I'm not enough of a marker snob to say if this pen is better than a Sharpie in any meaningful way, but I can tell you that I enjoy using it, and I'll admit that it gives me a small thrill to mark up my projects with the same prized tool some kid is using to tag up a utility box. That's the Krink K-70. It's the street artist take on the permanent marker. You can pick one up using the link in the description, and you can see thousands of reader recommended tools like this at cool-tools.org.